What is an innocent sounding Google search that returns not so innocent results? Halloween is coming. Needed an accessory for little girl's good witch costume. Did an image search for a magic wand. Seems most of them have to be plugged in. Not exactly a search, but the 360 view for Batman. Turkey on Google Maps is interesting. NSFW. Link in description. Now that's a curve. It's like the Amazon logo. Back in high school I googled motivational poster. This was in the school library, so safe search was preset to strict and everything. Third image was straight up porn. I think Google's gotten smarter about it now, but 10 years ago that kind of shit would slip through all the time. It was probably motivational, though, just not for school activities. Anything can be motivational, just from a few pods. If you're in the mindset of trying to format mathematical expressions in an image using open source software, LaTeX Chimp, and standard list, when you're trying to find documentation on the C++ standard library list data structure. And that is why you have the CPP reference site bookmarked. A brand of nail polish I like is called Jelly Bits. Always have to be super careful of going on their site at work. Wow, I'm surprised that's a brand name. Not familiar with nail polish names, are you? Nope. There's a guy that rebuilds old VW speedometers. He's the Speedo King. Speedo King brings up some interesting pics. Ricardo? Course you got that. Black holes. In 9th grade we learned about space in science class and we each had to do a presentation on certain space related topics. Our teacher specifically told the student that was researching black holes to be careful what he clicked on when he went online. My 9th grade Latin teacher was not so careful. We had to do a big poster board presentation on different Roman architecture, and she assigned buildings by randomly pulling them from the index of a textbook on the subject. I was assigned a villa that was only noteworthy for its elaborate, pornographic murals. I only found out about this detail when I searched the place on one of the library computers. She assigned me a different building after that. Alright, spill it. Which building? One time in my science class a long time ago, we were studying minerals and the teacher said to Google cleavage. It did not return mineral cleavage. They 100% knew that was gonna happen. Science teacher just wanted all the nerds to at least see some titty that year. BBC. The British Broadcasting Corporation are my favorite source. Corporation, but okay. Google's pretty mellow these days, but for real you can't put anything into Bing with Saraieth. DuckDuckGo is even worse. If you looked up something like My Little Pony and put Saraieth on you'll get almost no relevant results. Turn it off and you'll be greeted with graphic porn. I learned that lesson the hard way. I tried it out and my god, on unrestricted search porn will pop up, no matter what you search. I at least had to scroll pretty far when I searched apples before I saw a girl sucking a dick because, apples? How do you like dem apples? One time I needed a new baseball bat, so I wanted to see if Dick's Sporting Goods had something. I was 8. I went to, link in description. Nowadays, link in description, goes to Dick's Sporting Goods. Your thinking was alright, you were just few years too early. You're about 5 years too early. Don't Google that one either. Oh man. Once I went looking for these awesome toys I had as a kid on Google. Big mistake. When we were good in class, we could earn a reward of a toy from this little bag of cheap plastic toys my teacher had. Well, at some point she found these really cool little plastic woodpeckers that could slip over the end of your pencil, and as you wrote, they would bounce on a tiny spring, as if they were pecking the wood of the pencil. Really neat. So I remembered one day and I went to Google to see if I could find them, and searched under their name. Pencil peckers. Big mistake. Link in description. At one point in my life, my favorite song was Evil Angel by Breaking Benjamin. I had it stuck in my head, and couldn't remember how it went, so I googled it. The kind of songs I used to listen to, being the emo little shit that I was, were usually really ridiculous titles that you didn't have to put in the name of the artist with, or even specify that you wanted lyrics, and that's what I got used to, just searching the song title. It has since been changed, but do you know what the first thing that came up was when I searched Evil Angel? a link to a hardcore anal porn website called Evil Angel. I always use YouTube to look up music for that reason. I'm still a huge Breaking Benjamin fan too. When my son was potty training he did not want to wear underpants, so I started to Google little boys in underwear to show him other kids, and as I started typing decided it was probably not a good search. And you're on a list. Sandy Cheeks, you know, the character from SpongeBob. So I was using PowerPoint for a school project, needed a cartoon version of my mom and I googled white mom and black daughter and the results were clutch as pearls shocking. I just googled it and all I got was white moms who can't style their black kids' hair. It was from a few years ago. There were pics from a porn. I specialize in animal behavioral ecology, and I focus on large carnivores. When I began specializing in this subject, so this began with doing my master's research years ago, I would look up images of the species I was studying for PowerPoint presentations. I would often put the word art in when it came to extinct species. With that being said, I was absolutely unaware on how prevalent furry art is. Rest and rip. r/user checks out. Pikachu Thanksgiving. There's one specific picture that shows up that I hate. Is it the one where Pikachu is being served like a roasted pig to guests by Ash in a suit? And no. Oh, well this is awkward. Guess I scrolled down too far. Link in description. My dad is a classic car guy. When my parents first got their computer and got online, he searched for hot rods. He did not get cars. Wait, what in the world did pop up? Hot rods only means cool cars to me, so I have no clue what may have appeared. Penis porn. Don't forget the R in Gary Oldman. Or the L in Grandfather C. Locks. String. Had this yesterday. Was genuinely surprised. What happened? I need to know. At least half the results are G-strings and thongs. Anything, the hedgehog, just don't. I don't know what you're talking about. Link in description. I'm okay with that link. Very okay. Trying to Google Evan Fournier, an NBA player, especially if you only use his last name accidentally. Wow, just searched his last name and saw a gangrenous crotch where all the skin on and around some man's penis was removed. Thanks. One of the loan officers at the bank I work for was just telling me this story. Actually, he was chatting with a customer about Longfellow stoves, and they were wondering if they were still in business. He pulls up the first site he sees, and manages to trigger every alarm system set up on the computer system. What? How? It pulled up a porn site for men with long dicks. They'd rather not have bankers looking at porn while at work. Grew up in church and this one girl was extremely sheltered. During one of the youth meetings we were trying to figure out a new name for the youth group. She suggests G-spot and states that the G stands for God. She's gonna be saying God when she finds out what it means. She would not be using the Lord's name in vain. Good Christian. I have a friend who's the most innocent, sheltered person you'll ever meet. He has a form of high-functioning autism. His wife wanted to see XXX in the theater, so he googled it. Nice. In med school a while back, we learned about 30th females who have an extra X chromosome. Also a fun search. For those wondering, the safe search term is trisomy X. Threesome X. To the flip side of this question, trying to be funny I googled African bush VIP thinking some weird porn would pop up. To my surprise, one of the most beautiful species of reptiles I have ever seen popped up. Damn, no one is posting a link for the lazy. Blue waffle. I don't want to search for this, do I? Okay, so I looked it up and apparently there are no known STDs that cause the genitals to turn blue and the images may or may not be photoshopped. The blue waffle disease doesn't actually exist, though there are many real and life-changing STDs. In all my years of living I have never been brave enough to look this up. Give me a description. Decaying Smurf genitals. Nailed it. During 8th grade, I listened to the XX. One day I decided to check out the band members and accidentally wrote XXX instead of XX on Google Images search. I can still feel the utter shock and disgust. accidentally. How to make a bomb, but you forget to add the word bath. Similarly, how to destroy all children, but you forget to add JavaScript or nodes. Even without that you still only get programming answers. Very disappointing. Remove parent from child with fork.